Here we go. 3v3 League Season 7 Best of 5 Playoff Final. This is LWS versus the Ox Crew. And I'm using my portable setup, so the sound could be subpar, to say the least, but we'll sort that as we go. I hope the mic will work out okay. There's some cabling issues. So this is the map picking and banning process, Grambara. Second pick. First pick, Arena for Birdie. First pick, Water Nomad for LWS. That's an unconventional one. And then as we go, there are the bans. A couple of bans, Hideout and Frazil out of the picture. I mean, if you pick Water Nomad, you expect the players to be capable to play on water, right? So Frazil needs to go. And then there's Grambara, next pick, open land map. Colosseum also an open land map, so both sides more than decent on the open land maps by the looks of it. And proceeding to the bans, we have Cape of Storms and Frontline banned as well, leaving us with Land Nomad as the designated starting map. Now let's have a look at the civilization picks and see what we might see for Land Nomad here to begin with. Huns is a given. Huns these days get a hunting horse once they complete their town center, so they get to scout. They get a scout on this any nomad map, which funnily enough probably includes water nomad as well. But who would play Huns on water nomad anyway? So probably going to see Huns, Mongols, good for the hunt as well. Persians would have a good boom, but you'll need Persians for other maps, I think. So Huns, Mongols. Not even sure what third civ would be here. Could be Lithuanians actually. Cavalry, relics, Lytis, paladins, or Armenians. But that's a very late pick, so probably not. So for Mandatum's team, I feel like Hindustanis is a good one. Good boom, good camel options, Berbers, moving faster, and Mayans for the Plume Archers. All these three would be good land nomad civilizations. They would do well on the open land map. Maybe they'll want Mayans for Colosseum flank instead, in which case Vietnamese, Turks, Berbers could be a good combo. Anyway, I think we'll just hop into it and find the first game here. Land Nomad coming up. Do give it if it gets very laggy. The internet connection is good, but I might need to fix some things here. I'm going to need to reduce the sound levels for my ears. And we need that. Where's the... always forget these things. There we go. Small trees. We want our small trees, please. Here we go. Land know what it is. And look at these all these three guys starting in the same corner, huh? Oh! Okay, cancel it. That would be an immediate restart if the town centers were built right next to each other. So you can't do that. This is a no treaty land nomad script. So there are nomad specific rules. No town center wars. I mean, if the town centers are built within range of each other, that's an immediate restart. So you can't do that. Everyone's settling in the southeastern part of the map here, so this could be a bit of a crowded start. So Birdie gone for the Huns here. We have Italians. Why the hell would you not save Italians for Water Nomad? But they're here anyway. And then Tom with the Mongols in the blue here. Going to benefit from the faster collection of hunt. Lots of boars and deer on the map. It's still too loud for me, I'm sorry. It's musicians' ears. Sorry about that. It's going to be a really low game sound, but I don't want to kill my ears. Yeah, alright, we need the scoreboard up. Thanks, Otter. LWS versus the Fox crew. Here we go. So the town centers start popping up. We've already introduced the Mongols, Italians, and Huns over here. Whereas Mandatum has gone for the Slavs here. Great boom as well, great farms, always handy for land nomad purposes. And Wyvern with the Berbers, fast, no, cheaper cavalry, 15% cheaper in the Castle Age, 20 in the Imperial Age, but no access to paladins, obviously. We'll need to think of other long-term plans for the, what should we say, late Imperial Age. Finally, we have no one with the Vietnamese. Vietnamese civilization bonus revealing the location of all the starting town centers. Oh, it's a bit hard to spot green here even, but they know. So green is going to be up against Berbers here most likely. I would expect the Berbers to attempt a fast castle here. Then again, having the Italians, that's probably with the cavalry civilizations in mind, like Berbers and Slavs, that you have the Genoese crossbowmen to deal with the cavalry units at a distance. Now, it is a random start, so for the purpose of getting through the sets more smoothly, we'll speed up a little bit. At least to the point of what my laptop can speed it up with. See, it doesn't really go to 8 times here, only to like 3.2, but still cranks the speed up a little bit, so we can see what the feudal age will bring us for this map. Keep a little eye on the scouting and everything as well. Just to see how much information Birdie's scout is able to gather. So we are on the map, collecting some additional sheep, no doubt, and just trying to get an idea of all of the opponent's locations. So hasn't quite found orange. Maybe they have some idea of orange being to the right here because of that house. But yeah, still looking at the north side of the map. I kind of, if not for Mandatum in the middle here, I kind of like LWS's positioning because they could really spread to the left of the map and claim a lot of map control just through expanding with town centers and whatnot. See the feudal ages on the way, pretty early feudal ages for Tom and Birdie. Looks like they're both going to go for the scouts from the south position here. Mongols would definitely benefit from going fast castle here as well. They could go fast castle step lancers for a powerful raiding unit and just be plenty annoying against all of the opponents. But looks like scouts is the initial plan here, so scouts into whatever castle age unit composition they might go for. Long term you want to get to the elite Mangudai and those things. I have no idea what LWS stand for, it's just what they call their team. So, no idea. That's their team name. It doesn't explain it's short for anything. So you're going to have to ask Tom or Birdie or NOV about that. Okay, so the feudal ages are in. Let's have a look at game plan here. I don't see any barracks or anything from the Mongols yet. Just hunting. Far from resources needed for Castle Age. Am I missing something here? Here they are. Okay, the stable. It is the scouts, obviously. Obviously the scouts. And their teammate as well, Hans. NOV. No, Birdie, sorry. Birdie. Going for the stable opening as well. 20% faster working stables. Team bonus from the hands as well. They should explain why. Why can't you just be called LWS and don't elaborate further? Maybe it's not safe for work, that kind of name, you know? Maybe we don't want the explanation. Scouts are out. Catching LWS off guard. Two villagers probably gonna go down here, and thank you very much, DE pathing. Villager decides to go left instead of right and runs right into the scouts and gets blocked, and there we go, going down. 2 EQ kills for Tom already, value from the scouts opening. It's a later feudal age for the Vietnamese here, so that could be, or probably is, a fast castle age attempt. 2 villagers on gold, as you can see. Town center pretty close here. So limited potential of more scouts damage here. Steel scouts moving out as well, also getting... No, not getting value yet, just running spears. Low warehouse selection, little bombette scouting, yeah. Good theory crafting right there. Now what the box crew could do now is coordinate their scouts so that Tom and Birdie go for the same kind of player, so you have effectively the double amount of scouts, so that spears, single spears, are less of a threat. Looks like they're going to group up and try to engage together here. They're moving to the same direction. AOE is on the way to the Castle Age show. So, and definitely going to go straight for that castle drop. That's going to go right in Wyvern's face, for sure. He knows everything about Wyvern's location. This would probably be the castle position. This would be ideal, but that would involve much longer walk around the... no, around the woodland heath. Lenden Virbezaule. Yeah, I wouldn't even know what that means. Wait, what? Where are you going? Let's go to the corner to hunt this Vietnamese player. And sneaking around for some stone, because the stone at home base was exposed, so... Really wants that castle up. Okay, is that what their team name stands for then? Or is just just something that LWS gives? Could be anything. Lower end of the spine. Alright. Yeah, Ryggsøyle. In Norwegian. Gotcha. Saule. Søyle. Yep, right on the town center. Who would have thought, huh? Probably going to go right into the Genoese crossbowmen as well. There we go. So as far as the game develops, we have more military for the Falk's crew, but they're also stuck in the feudal age, while LWS have 2 players going to the castle age. One, however, anyways, is in process of making the Genoese crossbowman mass, and will, of course, easily deal with the scouts. Will also relatively easily deal with small masses of castle age knights or even camels. That doesn't stop LWS from investing into cavalry after all, though. Double stables for the Slavs, sticking with the plan here. Doesn't worry too much about the less mobile cavalry counter that is the crossbowman. Walling off the base here as well to keep the stray scouts out. Just palisade walls. Relatively easy to break through, but yeah, panic walling from both sides here. Blue kind of walling out Mandatum here, so won't be bothered by the first few scouts. Oh, it's still scouts. Double stable now. Feels like he needs to provide some military here, Mandatum. That certainly could set back LWS quite a bit, since taking food for scouts production now will delay any castle age transition. Um, you're far away from home, aren't you? This would be easy food for some early cavalry from the pocket, some knights or scouts or whatever. Genoese crossbowmen out, 9 in the number, so NOV basically looking for any damage he can find here with the Genoese, but they have, even with Bodkin Arrow, they have somewhat limited range. 4+2 range won't really be too annoying just yet. I know we will want to conserve the numbers as well, because the larger a group you get, the more easily you'll deal with the cavalry numbers. Cleans up the spearmen as well, no need to worry about those anymore. Finally the Castle Age click for Mandatum as well, but the Fox crew with a comfortable lead entering the Castle Age here. Berber's player with the castle up, going for the camel archers right away, so not going for the cavalry after all. Makes sense because we're up against the Italians here. However, the Genoese crossbowmen would still deal damage against mounted ranged units as well, so good damage. So the camel archers will also struggle against large groups of Genoese crossbowmen. There's no stopping that castle, that's for sure. Genoese not really getting their hits in here. No ballistics yet. You'll need ballistics to more easily hit moving targets. But here comes the university, so ballistics should be right around the corner. Pretty even in military. Everyone entering the cast stage. This is a close game so far. Mongol Steppe Lancers have joined the field as well. 4 Steppe Lancers out and about. And I would say breaking through the wall, but they actually got through the palisade gate before it got locked. So this is going to be pretty darn annoying for NOE over here. Or for Mandatum, I mean. As NOE and Tom are inside of the base getting proper battery 60 kills. Tom lost some earlier as well though, so all in all, Fox crew, even with these eco kills, aren't as far as ahead as you'd expect them to be. I like the expansion of NOV to the north here. Realizes probably that there's plenty of space to be had to the north, northwest. Look at the scouting. They know basically all about their opponent's positioning now and how it's going to be harder for them to expand. We see Mandatum doing the same thing, finding some resources to the side, and also trying to claim more of the map through Town Center's expansion. Archers out and raiding, forcing some siege defense from Tom, but Tom's gonna get pretty decent value from that one Scorpion because the Camel Archers are just standing here. So there's that. Steppe Lancers probably should be able to deal with the Camel Archers in any way here. Who is the favorite of these teams? They've both done well in the past leagues, so they should be quite evenly matched. I'm not even sure if there's a clear favorite here. But maybe as we move into the home maps, we're going to see some differences. LWS picked Water Nomad, for example, which is A pretty specific map. You'd need to know your way around Galley Micro to do well on that map. And if you don't prepare that map, you're going to die quickly. Oh, some raiding topside. Good spot by Enoe over here. Sees the orange villagers trying to expand to the gold mine to the north, not succeeding in the effort. And Mandatum, however, spreading out those slabs TCs will be getting that great slabs farming economy rolling. But speaking of economy, the Fox crew are comfortably ahead now. They've collected some villager kills, and Enoe is still getting more of those. I can't even quite tell where he got those. Maybe over here, found some villager kills. Rat Notchers versus Genoese crossbowmen though. Yes, uphill advantage for the Genoese, but Rat Notchers should be easily clean this up. They have better hit points, they have better damage output. That's obviously a concern for the Genoese crossbowmen investment long term. Imperial Age on the way, 15% cheaper Imperial Age for the Italians. That means that this one and only defensive castle of Wyvern is likely to go down to trebuchets from NOV because there's really nobody else even close to clicking to the next stage here. We just really have the same kind of plans here, expanding to the sides. It's only 2 villagers, but there's no military movement here. You could villager fight this if you get there in time, though. Oh, it's gonna be so close. I think we might have a Castle Age douche happening here. Let's see if Green gets away with the town center. I guess if you toss the villagers, come on, the villagers on the other side. Oh no 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 no! No 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 no! Please tell me you're seeing this, Mandatum. Dude, wake up and smell the coffee. There's someone flat out douching your newly built TC over here. Okay, this is the only interesting thing happening in the game right now. Please react! I mean, it's only 2 villagers now. It's basically too late to deny this, even if you garrison the villagers, because there are just too few of them. You won't deal enough damage. He's gonna get away with it! Okay, anyway, at least garrison and douche this TC then. Oh, I found it. Oh, just in the nick of time, it's gonna complete. Do we have a TC war? Green doesn't see it either. Yo, NOV, wake up! Stop microing your Genoese crossbowmen and garrison your TC. Don't lose these villagers needlessly. Come on. Oh. Is this it? No, he doesn't see it. RIP! That's douche. Right. Imperial Age in for the Italians. Trebuchet obviously on the way here. I guess you could just place that comfortably behind the woodland here, and it's going to be hard to snipe that for any cavalry units or whatnot. LWS are behind. The Fox crew, well, LWS have more military. Fox crew have more economy, so this could still go either way. But with Imperial Age and Trebuchets entering the field, and only one player from LWS reaching the next age, it's going to be an uphill battle for the even-numbered team. No answer, I take that as confirmation. Sure, why not? Let's call them Lendenwirbelsäule. No, let's not. That's even more of a tongue twist than saying LWS. Yeah, no attempts at salvaging this castle. Not really any point in doing so for Wyvern. LWS is the other. Yeah, Foxes who made the crew. Makes sense. Oh! Huge masses of army here, going to try and engage against NOV on the other side here now. I mean, to be fair, elite skirmishers alone would wreck this military combination. You have the slab cavalry in the back here somewhere, but if you have enough elite skirmishers here, just bye-bye army. Yeah, still confirmed. Okay, let's pick up where we left off, shall we? And hope for the best. Looks like we're back. That's good. Only in the first game here, Land Nomad, where the Fox crew look to be in the best position because they've kind of sandwiched LWS up into the corner here. Yes, there are some castles, but NOE has been in the Imperial Age for a while. Birdie is on the way there as well, so the trebuchets are going to take out any defensive fortifications. To be fair, the Vietnamese players in the Imperial Age as well could make trebuchets and bomber cannons, but it's gonna be tough to hold off against this on their own for Noam here with the Vietnamese. There's not too much help to be had from the Berbers. Looks like there's a camel switch coming on there, maybe a reaction to the Steppe Lancers raids, but Steppe Lancers have one range as well, so even camels aren't the best option to clean up those. Mandatum has managed to split out the economy a little bit, got the castle up here, dealt with what used to be a green TC over here. So sort of claiming more of the map, also getting some cavalry out on the field, on the way to the Imperial Age. Didn't have to get back though. That's where it will get interesting. It's going to be on Noam and Wyvern to hold the aggression here, to allow that Slav Spoon to kick in even further. Oh, and we're not quite protecting the traps well enough here, but the camels seem to be lacking a lot of upgrades for the Berbers player. Blowlands is in, but only the first defense. And camels managing to snipe one trebuchet there. Rattan archers joining in here for the Vietnamese. There are more Rattan archers than there are Genoese crossbowmen, but Rattan archers alone, they can't really take out trebuchets comfortably. There's Mandatum breaching the Imperial Age as well. We will see the Cavalier upgrade because there are 20 knights on the field. Plate barding armor coming in first. A sensible choice at this stage. Do we have elite? Yeah, elite Genoese crossbowmen for NOE, who is at 3 town centers and 3 castles, so healthy economy and military production behind all of this, producing out of all the 3 castles as well. But I have to say, Noam has been defending well here as well. The Rattan archers certainly working against the Genoese crossbowmen. We will need some support here for NOV to deal with these guys. But they are... they got Racer and decent defense here actually, only missing the Imperial Age defense. So nearly upgraded for the upgraded Rattan archers. Obviously missing the elite upgrade as well. We have 4 trebs pushing again. Panic repairs on the castle. Noam will be running out of stone soon though. Got 14 villagers mining stone. Meanwhile, some boyars in the middle chasing some villagers. This looks like... I don't even know where these guys are going. Maybe they were going to drop a castle somewhere and change their minds. Bombard cannon out for the Vietnamese over here as well. Still keeps that castle up, and now Wyvern has managed to get a decent chunk of cavalry out. Still cheaper cavalry for the Berbers, so if you mass enough, even with only castle age, you'll still be able to take out trebuchets like this. And the Genoese crossbowmen still not in the deadliest mass here to stop these cavalry units from taking out the trebuchets. Still keep that castle up somehow. Great hold by LWS here, and they're taking any opportunity they can to expand, going to the sides. That's not going to slip NOE's attention though. NOE has an outpost over here, could drop a castle over here or somewhere around here, or just push from this castle. It's actually going to pull the trebuchets over, I think. Just land, no bad things, guys. Expanding on the map, booming away. Everyone is on like 5 TCs somehow in the middle of all this. And it could be a long first game if this keeps up. Boyar numbers increasing. LWS only missing one player for the Imperial Age now, however. Tom is entering there with the Mongols as well. Mongols in the Imperial Age. Not something you want to mess around with. We're not going to see too many Mango die just yet, but they still have the castle up and are going to be able to get to drill siege weapons here, which would be a good response to at least the Rat and Archer masses. Faster moving siege onagers or siege ramps to soak Archer's fire. Orange might be too behind. Yeah, Orange is still in the castle age, that's true, and Orange doesn't have anywhere to go. So I mean, if Orange gets raided constantly here and never has any opportunity to get back, it's essentially a 2 vs 3. Even you see the walls going up top side here as well. It's going, and castles over here. Blue is over here. Stats still in favor of the Fox crew, of course. They've had the army and the power advantage for a while, getting to the Imperial Age earlier. But I can still see a world where yellow and the slabs could bring this game back somehow. They're half the military now for LWS though. So that's obviously of concern here. Almost 60 Genoese crossbowmen, trebuchets pushing as well. That's the Italian death wall you never want to get in, never want to let them get to. Some raiding inside of blue, but do you really want to be raiding blue at this point? The player that really needs to be set back here is the Italians player to force some attention at home base rather than allowing them to push freely like they're doing over on this side. Almost 3 times the military size for the Fox crew now. They have the south and the north. Mandatum just sandwiched in the middle here. Might even struggle for gold soon. This could easily be denied by raiding parties. And yeah, speaking of raiding parties, Birdie with the Cavaliers over here, cleaning up the armies of Mandatum inside of their bases. A little bit of pushing with trebuchets behind behind Blue's walls here, funnily enough. And we have it. First game goes into the Fox crew's hands. Someone's had a mandate of Khmer farms and Slavs. Yeah, maybe Mandatum is a dirty Khmer picker, you know? GG. Good start for the Fox crew. Let's have a look at the statistics before we move on to the next one here. Hope the stream has stabilized a bit. I did turn off the recording. That was just too much for the laptop to handle, apparently. Might need some new cooling paste here. Economies, all things considered. I mean, it was a good boom for the slabs there, even better for the Huns, never needing to build houses. Kind of makes multi-tasking eco management easier because you never get housed. Fast feudal paid off for the Fox crew. They did get some decent value from the starting scouts. Got at least 3 or 4 villagers in the feudal age. Sets back any further plans for LWS, which had one player just now clicking the Imperial Age just too far away and no chance of expanding for Wyvern, which means your gold and stones are going to run out. Quick look back at the draft. That would be the neutral map decided, land nomad off the menu. Birdie's team won this one, which means we're most likely going to either Water Nomad or Colosseum next. Let's assume Water Nomad and see what they bring us for that one. Just toggle the civs as well while we're at it. Water Nomad should be Dravidians. It's probably Bengalis. And then it has to be Vikings, cheaper docks. Of course, Byzantines have faster firing fire galleys, but that doesn't really apply on Water Nomad. Water Nomad is a galley map. You just float around all of the map, denying resources with galleys. Get up as fast as quickly as possible. Persians also good on any map, but stronger docks, faster working docks. Not to be underestimated on Water Nomad or any water map. Malay, kind of a given. Saracens faster firing galleys. We could be seeing Malay, Saracens, Portuguese here for Water Nomad. Stronger, more hit points on the ships, faster feudal age, and faster firing galleys. That would be a good combo to go for Water Nomad. If it is Water Nomad next, which we'll find out in a moment. Water Nomad, it is. And we have Georgians. Why do you have Georgians? Is it because of the mule cart? Don't need the tutorial, thank you very much. Been using Capture Age since they released it for the public. Right, Water Nomad. One of the most chaotic maps out there. Start with 13 population, it's 6 ships and 7 builders. You need to build your town center and dock as soon as possible. And houses, otherwise you'll get housed immediately. And that's where Vikings really makes a difference, because Vikings team bonus docks are 15% cheaper, isn't it? They're at least cheaper. And that certainly makes it easier to afford the houses needed. Even 2 houses here for Noam. Wait, does that mean Noam isn't... No, docked already as well. See, you want to dock up as soon as possible as well, because you start with 6 fishing ships, and if you don't have a dock, they can't drop off the food they've collected. Great dock placement, by the way, for Noam. This is LWS's home map, so I expect big things from them here. They've stacked their team with Bengalis, Dravidians, and Vikings. Bengalis, self-healing ships, Vikings with cheaper docks and great economy, and Dravidians for 200 extra wood once you reach the next age. Whereas for the Fox crew, going for both Armenians here, with whose galleys fire 2 shots. Second shot dealing less damage, but it's still 2 shots. Gone for Georgians for Tom. I don't really understand that one. Could be because you start with a mule cart, which means you don't need to build a lumber camp immediately, or I mean, you'll want an early lumber camp on these naval maps because you want double bit axe as soon as possible in Feudal Age to more easily sustain your ship's production. So that's probably the idea. But the Georgians start with 50 less food because they start with a mule cart. Maybe that's not that much of a setback on Water Nomad with the 6 starting fish, but it's still 50 food less for your Feudal Age transition, so it might set you back a little half minute there. Birdie with the Chinese, probably for some juicy demolition ship hits. As the demolition ships, what is it? Do they have more hit points? Otter, you know these things. Chinese demolition ship bonus. Gold, pretty close to TC. It's kind of covered by TC fire. But you can still camp the galleys on this side. And you'll need to evacuate. Maybe this would have been a better gold mining spot just in this particular case. Even if less efficient. Because it would cover your units more easily. Let's speed it up a little bit here. Because Nomad starts tend to be uneventful in the Dark Age. These are very slow uptimes for the Fox crew. It's already going to be a struggle against LWS here. Look at Mandatum. It's up at 17 population here. Going to start making galleys out of 2 docks immediately. And probably going to build the blacksmith immediately. So, no, 3rd dock immediately. Going for numbers over upgrades here. But should also... I mean, it's only got 8 on wood. Just drop the lumber camp once that double with axe upgrade. I mean, fletching is key here. You need to get fletching early as well on Water Nomad for these intense galley versus galley fights. Shut up, buffaloes. So much sound. Well, that's a safe dock if I've ever seen any. Actually going to block the unit pattern quite a bit here. Mule cart paying off here. It's actually covered in both the gold and wood. Fantastic placement to have a multi-purpose building like that to drop off both kinds of resources. But, I mean, what's Enemy doing here? Is he actually going to attempt a fast castle approach? He even places a tower on the golds and stones here. He's playing it really passively. And here come the galleys, forcing the villagers and mule carts to move away. Interesting approach. I mean, if you can make it to the castle... No, he's making galleys, actually. But if you could make it to the castle age here well ahead of the others, that changes things, because then you'd have Bodkin Arrow and the war galleys to fight the galleys. Handling a lot more damage. No fletching for either player just yet. That's the downside of low population uptimes. It takes longer to afford the appropriate upgrades. But the team coordination is on point here. Don't get too close to that TC though. That could backfire quickly from Tom. Garrisons the villagers, doesn't really ungarrison them particularly quickly. Are we going to send these guys back to work ever? Is this a bug or is it actually... No, there they go. Wow. That was actually quite a bit of idle worker time. Fletching on the way. Huge advantage for the Dravidians here, but they are sandwiched in by Birdie and Tom here. Good team coordination from the Fox crew. Now being joined by the red player as well. Let's compare the armies here. Yeah, red and yellow definitely got the numbers advantage here. Got Fletching now as the only player for Mandatum for now. Extra range, extra attack. Getting closer and closer to the fish economy as well, which will set back any villager production and castle age transition for Tom. Losing 3 fish, losing maybe 4 fish if their targeting is on point. I think you'll be able to range a bit of the woodland. That gold is very exposed as well. Might need to pop up a defensive tower here for Tom. Oh, they're pulling back. I'm not sure if they needed to. That could have been a great fight for Noam and Mandatum. Especially considering there's still no fletching for the Fox crew. Look at the food counts. That bar there, that's the food count of the Fox crew. It's really low. They're not in any position to afford fletching just yet. Tower on the goal. Oh, this is massive damage from LWS here. Deny the gold of Grey. Let's see, Tom, 200 gold in the bank. Still queuing galleys, but only out of one. Dock, we have 4 docks for the Dravidians. And fletching in, Mandatum is dominating here. So Waternova is really a map that rewards preparation among the players. Does lose some units to the tower there, but look at the eco difference already. Idle time of significance here for the Fox crew. They've been struggling for food, remember. They've lost ships. Most of them have lost some fish at the very least. Eco kills just keep increasing for Team LWS, and they're just snowballing this way out of control. Waternova could have really short games because of this. One team just better civilizations, better production overall. Look at the military difference already, and we're only 15 minutes in. Well, Armenians actually also at 4 dock production here, keeping them close to TC, keeping them safe. But still the overall military size here way out of control for LWS. Some small, I don't know if they're even, yeah, they're just flaring the locations. Yeah, they finally found Wyvern, so some blue dots over on Wyvern's base, but I think the reinforcements should be able to handle these raids. Yeah, there we go. Got a couple of spare boats at home base to deal with the aggression over here. Still almost twice the military for LWS. Even Castle Age coming in for Noam with Vikings. That could be the death blow if you see the Vikings reaching the Castle Age here and have... Okay, to be fair, it's not that many galleys, but let's say it will be at least 15 galleys to become war galleys. And we might see a switch into longboats as well. Down go the fish for birdie as well. Now trying to make the demos here. Demos against galleys, demolition rafts. It just should never ever work. Get some value there. We see it still much larger military size here. War galley probably gonna come in unless it's just going to be straight for the longboats here. Or if there's economy for it at all. Bodkin should be researched. Okay, War Galley first, then Bodkin Arrow. So food count struggling a little bit for Noam as well. Speaking of Castle Age, Mandatum is going up as well with the Dravidians. While Wyvern is facing raids at home base, we'll need to attend to this. Or just commit in the forward. Birdie with a couple of fire galleys out. Not really... Oh. Can we blame that one on pathing? Because that was properly underwhelming. Little water squirrels, huh? Squirrel. Apparently one of the hardest English words to pronounce. Squirrel. Squirrel. No. Now the dock on the way from Noam as well. That's going to be the dock number 4 for the Vikings. I mean, LWS, they are in full control of this game. Look at the food count for the Fox crew. They're stuck in the feudal age. They're also behind in military. Squirtle. Jawohl. At this point, Noam doesn't even really care all that much about the war galleys. Just focusing down the tower with Bodkin Arrow. Galleys here, Mandatum in the castle age as well. The GG is called, and they'll be typing something. Maybe attempted to type GG there, and that's a quick one. 21-43 victory for LWS on their Water Nomad home map, the only full water map in this matchup. Sounds happy in English. Squirrel. Yeah, I can't. I like the Norwegian word better. It's called ekorn. GG indeed. Okay, economic domination here, military domination here for LWS. Not really a contest here. They were just much better prepared for Water Nomad, which you'd expect. It was their home map after all. Have a look at the village count. Birdie with the most villagers, somehow. But didn't really save the game on their end. Now back to the Civ draft. Georgians, Chinese, and Armenians. Last pick. Okay, so throwaway pick for Water Nomad then. Yeah, they didn't care, for sure. Davidians, Vikings, and I did say Bengalis, right? Didn't even realize. Yeah, Bengalis. For the first home map win of Mandatum's team. Birdies going into Arena probably next. But I guess it's Malay for Arena then. I mean, you could still have Malay for a flank civ on the open land maps. But I think it's going to be a Malay on Arena. It's just they're just among the better civs they have here for Arena. So it could also be Persians, Portuguese, Bohemians, like gunpowder flanks and a massive boom in the middle. Koreans, you're right, right. Portuguese, Bohemians, Koreans. Yeah, but then you don't have any cavalry pocket. Except for maybe Portuguese, maybe. Game 3 was Granbar, okay, cool. Which is this one. More of an open land map. Which means either of these could be pocket. Franks, Persians, Lithuanians. I think Persians make more sense on Granbara. Yeah, but when I'm thinking about Persians on Arena with the new castle technology and all that, the gunpowder castles, they're just so strong on Arena with if they get the boom now as well. But yeah, Savar on the open maps. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna go with Lithuanians for Granbara, and then the flanks Saracens, Japanese, Saracens Incas maybe Incas for the extra llama. Whereas for Monotom's team, Hindustanis for the camel pocket, Mayans on flank, and Ethiopians probably. There's open land maps. Unless Colosseum. Colosseum is an even more open land map. Relics all in the middle on Granbar. Alright, let's pull the next one. See what they bring us for game 3. It is the Persians pocket, so not the Lithuanians after all. Good call. Right then, Grand Barret is game 3. I would call it an open land map, but it's also kind of Golden Pit-esque in the sense that there's lots of gold in the cracked terrain in the middle here, where you will need to chop through or cut through the trees you get to. So, seen different approaches here. I see some really early wall-offs to the sides to try and get away with fast castle. But I feel like feudal age aggression is still the way to go here, because if you're up early enough, especially with the archers and whatnot, you will be able to deny the walls and do some proper damage. Access to camels always seems nice on Bara, in case flanks are all kind of dead. Yeah, I guess. And Hindustani's pocket for Manlatum. One of the stronger camel civilizations in the game. Bonus damage against buildings for them as well, so when you get to the Imperial camels in the late Imperial Age, you'd be able to use them to go through buildings quickly and efficiently. Right side flank, Wyvern with the mine. Oh, hold on. Here I am looking at chat and looking at stuff and not even realizing that there's some massive laming going on forward here. Going for the Rhino. Laming is allowed here. Did he even get that? No, he did not get the last hit with the Eagle. Otherwise, that Rhino wouldn't be edible. So he's going to mill the Rhino just so as to not lose that 400 foods. Quite a commitment though. I know he has been set back properly in the early game here now, but you could say the same about Wyvern. Look at the villager count. Is Mayans start with one extra villager, lost one already, and has to take Loom immediately because of the idle time, so... Or because of the housedness to start off the game, so I don't know how much value this has provided. I mean, did take out all the hunt, but with the mill placed like this, you're still going to be able to collect most of it for LOE over here. I guess he did lure in the first Rhino. And Tom has even scouted some of the left side sheep for NOV to send them in towards his TC, so... Did manage to recover that sheep as well. Let's have a look at NOV's food count. Yeah, shouldn't be any issues. May need to seed farms well much earlier than anticipated, but getting the middle up that quickly and right next to the Rhino and the long distance hunting here, the damage taken is negligible compared to Wyvern sending 2 villagers forward with the Mayans. Killing all this stuff, yes, but losing 1 villager in the process and not having the villagers bringing in any of his own resources. Are they laming on the other side as well? Nah. It's just Wyvern being nasty. So everyone has placed their lumber camps on the middle woodlines. Makes sense. These aren't very chunky, the side woodlines, and you want to get to the middle so you can claim it later for the extra golds in the middle. There are only two tile golds per player, and which means they're going to run out quickly, and you need to get to the middle for continued gold access for your Castle and Imperial Age armies. Birdie walling off the side, should be able to complete it in time. There's nothing super early about Noem's approach here. Looks like a 22 population up, could even be something Ben at Arms like, but didn't go to gold yet. I don't understand the Tatar's approach here. Maybe it's just a 22 pop straight archers. No, it goes to gold now. 23 popped even. I wonder if he's scouted the walling to the side. No, still pushes in the hunt. I mean, 23 plus 2 for Noam could be a fast castle. But Birdie wants to have a say in that, sends plenty of villagers forward. Okay, he spotted it. Maybe he deleted that tile just to get the villagers through. Double walls on Wyvern's side for the mines. Okay, this should be interesting. Has he gone to stone? Koreans, just a plain tower rush, or do we have a barracks somewhere as well? Only towers. Only towers. And red with the walling here, not quite completed yet. Why? Why can't you just move around? It's open. I guess he wants to deny the stone. Is that the only stone? No, there's stone over here as well. Birdie, what are you doing? What's this about? Color me confused. Meanwhile, the pockets are... Well, one of the pockets anyway is going fast castle. Tom with the Persians. See the couple of farms. Only one on gold though. But that's because he has enough gold to go to the castle age already. Shouldn't be having any issues affording the buildings needed to go to the castle age. Okay, so Birdie is through. Where's the next tower gonna go up? It should be within range of this previous one. Preemptive defensive tower on the gold from Mandatum, but that also means that the wood line will be exposed to tower's aggression, either from someone moving through the middle. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Or from the side if they move all the way around somehow. Denying the gold is going to be tough for Birdie though. With ranged blacksmith going up here for Noam, Noam is going to have archers of his own to chase down the villagers trying to place more towers. Oh, Birdie is going to add something more to this. Did he go to gold as well? No. Maybe it's going to be skirmishers from the range. Or maybe some infantry units. I don't know what the plan is here. Another tower goes up. Old school. Power rush without any military support here from the shield player. As Noam tries to deny the last villager entry. Is pulling lots of villagers to pull down the tower. Gets the palisade gate foundation started. What a mess. And what a great way to deal with this aggression as well. The spearman isn't going anywhere. I mean, he might punch through in the end, but looks like this is the end of the starting villagers of Birdie, and that's a lot of economy losses taken at an early stage in the game for the teal player. Yeah, actually gets away with only one villager loss so far. I think Birdie might think that he's denying all of the stone though, and that's not quite the case. There's 3,000 stone in the back here as well. Both pockets have made their way to the castle age and are going into the middle to, well, get access to some additional golds. However, not taking any chances here, re-walling in the middle just in case of any cavalry units attempting to raid. It's a decent spot by Tom with the starting scout here, but he is not going to be able to deny that TC with only one. At least he knows it's there. And oh, he actually sold. No, he didn't sell stone. He placed 3 town centers. Sorry. So did either of the pockets go to stone? Mandatum has gone to stone, or at least has a TC on the stone. So thinking ahead here about potential castles to deny the middle expansion. Yeah, and this aggression hasn't really done much. Managed to take out one villager, yes, but that's about it. It's 31 villagers to 37, and Noam is much closer to that castle age kick than is the case for Birdie. Alovius' Mayans player also entering the castle age here. Anyway, however, already there. Did recover well from the early laming efforts of the purple player. And now moving into the middle again for continued gold access. Saracens not as dependent upon the middle gold as other civilizations, as they have better buying and selling rates at the market as their civilization bonus. Birdie forever feudal age here tries to get more towers up. Doesn't have fletching for the towers, and no one does. Does this tower even range this one without fletching? We'll find out soon enough. Guess you could sneak some builder pickoffs here close to this. Or just find an entry through the area over here. Okay, fletching finally in for Birdie as well. And gonna move around to try and find the stones and golds, presumably. No, a second tower. Right. Also a way to deal with defensive towers. What's Noam's stone count like? It's reducing as the repairs are happening. It does have 4 stone miners though, so shouldn't be a huge issue. Meanwhile, Wyvern in the middle with crossbows, cleaning up the Saracens archers by the looks of it. Saracens team bonus, providing archers with bonus attack against buildings as well. Let's have a look at the scouting of the purple player. It's lacking, to say the least, the scouting. So hasn't really found any expansion from the opposing players. Although we haven't seen the crossbows opting for a defensive siege workshop, wants to be rid of this first wave of Miles archers. Thank you for the follow. Following sound familiar, huh? What's 3 of those? You can have a look here. But their team game rating, I would say, in the 1400, 1500s. Just off my memory, but somewhere around there. Knights are good, but if you're against the Hindustani's pocket, it's not as good. If they get to the Great Boom and Imperial Camels. Not to mention their extra range hand cannoneers against enemy halberdiers. Oh. Well, hello. No, I'm just casually sending in some archers over here. He's playing as the Tatars, so I'm guessing... it's still going to be the archers, but long term it has to be the cavalry archers, but because they don't really scale into arbalesters for the Tatars. Still needs to clean up this forward though, and Birdie is being plenty annoying, hasn't really been denying any particular resources, and has forced himself to stay in forever feudal age here. Not ideal for the Fox crew, but is constantly forcing Noam to react to what's going on at home base. Also garrisoning archers in the towers, not needing to keep villagers there for the firepower. Crossbow in for the Tatars now. Only 3 of them, but still an annoyance that Birdie needs to deal with and will struggle to because the archery range is all the way over here. No military to defend against this at home. Even gets a villager there. Finally a castle in the middle for the Hindustanis. 100 villagers, that's the Hindustanis boom for you. But very, very little pocket cavalry for Hindustanis. And look at Tom, who's gone for the Castle Age approach instead. Is far away from that Imperial Age kick yet, but does have almost 30 knights in the middle, which would prove a deadly raiding party and could have maybe denied this castle as well with the if he'd gotten lucky and spotted it in time, but still a huge mass of units to deal with for LWS. They are tied in military numbers, but that's mainly crossbows, and with this kind of mass of Persian's knights, I mean, the Persian's knights should clean this up easily because Persian's knights have bonus damage against archers as well. You really need to... Oh, yeah, it's really lagging here now. You really need to focus the crossbows here rather than the archers, because for all the Fox crew knows, LWS could be on the way to the Imperial Age here for Wyvern with the Bayans, so you want to deal with the crossbow mass. Of course, it's good to trade away villagers as well. Look at all the villagers lost by the purple player. Massive fight there for Tom, and still keeps 30 knights on the field. The Hindustani camels joining in here, but look at the numbers compared between the pocket and the upgrades. Nonetheless, it's only missing the last Castle Age attack upgrade for Tom, whereas Mandatum is missing all of the upgrades here. Huge losses taken. Does get some good grasp from the middle here from Mandatum, but still lagging massively behind in cavalry numbers, while the Fox were just being plenty annoying with their small armies all around here. Yes, Noam is finally cleaning up the forward of the field player. Still got these 3 crossbows. Starting the goal, I love that. That's 3 crossbows getting 5 economic kills and keeping Tom completely off this gold. Not that he needs it because he has gold access over here. The Fox crew almost twice the military of LWS now. LWS somehow more economy, maybe mostly thanks to the Hindustanis, cheaper villagers and great boom. Tom going in for the raid stone, now hitting Noam after getting some massive value against the Persians in the middle. And just like that, the Tatars player is going to get most of the economic numbers reduced as well. Barely has any military. Got some economy in the back, but nothing too crazy. Isn't this closing in on the GG? Yes, we do have heavy camel from the Hindustanis, 140 population as well. Should make it easy to pump out those heavy camels and eventually Imperial camels. Mandatum with healthy food income in behind this. Maybe a little bit low on gold miners to sustain the camel armies. But still, there's so many Persian knights and producing out of five stables. It might just be enough to take this game home for Fox crew after all. Even though the stats are pretty similar here. We do have NOE in the Imperial Age and pumping out the Arbalesters as well. And also going to be able to add bombard cannons or trebuchets. And here come the Persian Knights to raid the farming economy of Mandatum. Great timing there to reduce the food income efficiency of the yellow player. Still doesn't have the... Well, it's patiently massing up the heavy camels, to be fair. Maybe he'll be able to get that numbers advantage, as Tom just picked the Imperial Age, and he is going to lose most of the knights on the way there. He's actually switched into camels, going to go into heavy camels of his own, while Mandatum is desperately trying to save the home base through stone walls on where the woodlines used to be here, but you can't really... Can't really underestimate the value that Tom's raids have had here. Almost 100 villagers killed, 83 villagers killed. Now extending the boom with the TC number 4 on the middle gold as well. No castles in the middle just now for the Fox crew, so they'll need something to take out LWS's defensive fortifications. Otherwise, LWS will still have gold access, and they'll be able to pump out those camels. And away with 5 range RLS production. Sorry about the lagging here while switching from side to side. I'll try to be more careful with that. Might need some more ranges to produce here. Is it a gold issue? Why is... So, as far as teams power goes here, Birdie isn't really contributing at this point. Doesn't have any villager aside from one Mangonel, only has 54 villagers. But LWS are also struggling with army strength here. Cavalry archers from the Tatars, but only 14 in numbers. They're not really going to be able to do too much at this point. Tom still raiding away, has committed to heavy camels now. It's right around the corner. And once again, double the military numbers of Mandatum's Hindustani's camels here. The Mandatum quickly increasing those numbers. Middle position about to be contested for LWS here, but we need those siege weapons from the Fox crew. We need trebuchets, we need the cap trams, siege trams, bomber cannons, something. We need to be rid of those castles, so Tom's numbers can properly get value here. But the heavy camel is in. Still better upgrades than the Hindustanis ones, only missing the last attack upgrade now, so the Persians will be trading better as long as these are heavy camels and not Imperial camels. This is a fun map. Yeah, it's like Golden Pit with extra steps. I don't mind it. Kind of leans itself both toward to Feudal Age and Castle Age aggression. Now, behind the aggression, NOE has managed to successfully mass 60 plus Arbalesters here. They are Saracens as well, which means they take out buildings more quickly. Not that the mill should be your primary target, but... Where's this trade cart going? It's actually getting some trade yield, that's funny. Misclick, obviously, but being put to the best use it can. Noah making it to the Imperial Age as well. The Tatars, only with 20 cavalry archers though. We'll need 50 or 60 for the cavalry archers to really shine.
Yes.
Yeah, they've had some in-game issues, but at least they didn't have to restore, which is nice. Now, the Hindustanis player is more cavalry again. That's the power on the Hindustanis boom, right? If they are able to defend and keep their economy stable, they could just pump out these units just like that. They still have that middle gold access. That's not going to run out anytime soon. And as the Imperial Camel Rider upgrade comes in, the Hindustanis will have the superior camels, and there's no world in which Tom can go back to Cavalier and Paladin here, unless they push the Hindustanis completely off gold so that the Hindustanis can't make camels anymore. Both teams have the potential trade in the corners as well, so even if one team loses the middle, they may be able to set up trade and keep it safe for a little while, but of course, once you lose the middle on these gold-centric maps, it's usually game over. Purple needs to go to Imp. Well, he's getting there. He's getting there. Will the cast our set happening this Sunday? Very unlikely. I need to catch up on the playoffs, first and foremost, and Hidden Cup Norway. How much just fire a single shot yet? They have 4 kills. They have 4 kills. They've been doing stuff. Once again, Camel Riders numbers decreasing. I guess you don't need Halberdiers just yet when you have like 90 Saracens Arbalesters out in the middle. Middle position about to be lost for LWS. Killing castles with arms. Well, yeah, who needs siege when you have Saracens Arbalest? There were a couple of bombard cannons helping out as well. I mean, when you have 3 times the amount of heavy camels to Imperial camels, you'll still win against Hindustanis. Look at the gold count on Mandatum, losing all of the castle in the middle, losing all of the middle position. The gold is running low, it's gonna run out. And it might just be the end of LWS, as Birdie is slowly creeping up towards Noam's side again with keeps, as the Koreans get the power upgrades instantly. And the GD is called. Average ELO, I would say, in the 1500s. Although, check the sheet I just linked to confirm. Too many teams for me to remember all of them. And I never do my homework before casting anyway, so there's that. One misclicked trade cart for Birdie. 143 gold. That's profit. Profit. Hey, that's not something you see every day. Same villager count. Max, anyway. Both to the point of overbrewing. Yeah, the procaster I'll leave to the pros to handle. That was Birdie winning that. Yep, Birdie's team winning Grand Barra. Colosseum is next. But let's talk about the winning civilizations for Saracens, Koreans, and Persians. Whereas Mandatum's team went for the Mayans, Labor Boys, Hindustanis, and whatever the last one was, Tatars. I'll be back in just a few minutes to conclude the rest. Behave, superhero. Of course we can take breaks. You would be taking breaks if you had had 1 liter of coffee before 1 o'clock as well. Anyway, let's get back to it. This should be one. Here we go. Game 4. Most likely on Colosseum. Another open land map though. But let's assume Colosseum would have to be Lithuanians. No, would have to be Frank's pocket, in fact, because Lithuanians you'd want for arena to contest the relics. So Frank's pocket, Portuguese. Oh, Frank's pocket, Inca's Japanese flanks would be my bet. Maybe even Malay. And then for Manatum's team, it could easily be Magyar's pocket for the scouts opening. And then Ethiopians. Well, it could be Khmer pocket, but that's a late pick. So let's say Magyar's pocket. Ethiopians. Aztecs, or is that an arena pick? Magyars, Byzantines, Ethiopians. Byzantines would be good for arena as well, easier Imperial Age transition, but let us go. That would be game 4 on Colosseum. Colosseum, one of the more open of open land maps. You have to go to the sides to collect the wood. So you'll see the players scouting for the woodlines to the edge, trying to deny that with scouts and archers as the game goes on. The big brain move would be to force a defensive tower on the gold first, and then they suddenly won't be able to afford a tower on the woodline, and you're good to go for the wood. Mandatum. Magyar's pocket. Instant melee attack upgrades once you reach the next age, giving the scouts opening a nice power spike. Add to that the Magyar scouts are 15% cheaper as well. Wyvern with the Aztecs on the top left side. Could open with infantry here. Aztecs have strong infantry, and they also produce any military 10% faster from their military production buildings. And finally, no, I'm with the Ethiopians to the right. Faster fighting archers. 100 food, 100 gold given once you reach the next age. Which is a nice power up for a civilization to have to easily afford fletching, bodkin arrow, and whatnot. Taking the rhinos nice and early here, doesn't want to risk them getting stolen from the opposing team because the players also spawn relatively closely here. See, like that one, that's almost as close to red as it is to blue. So you want to keep an eye out for that. Taking both rhinos nice and early. Don't want to risk any laming aggression with experience from the previous game where Wyvern went full lame mode. Doesn't do so this game though. Anyway, with the Japanese on flank, Japanese have faster attacking infantry, amazing for the halberdiers late game if you're fighting against cavalry civilizations. But also good for openings, at least in 1v1s, men-at-arms and archers. Strong Japanese opening. But in team games, usually not as strong because the players on flank would typically go for an early archers approach, where the archers production would start so early that by the time the men-at-arms hit, they'll already have archers out to deal with it. Tom with the Frank's pocket for this one, as expected. 15 and 25% cheaper castles in the Castle and Imperial Ages, respectively. Instant 20% hit points on the cavalry unit starting Feudal Age, which gives Franks arguably the strongest scouts opening in the game. However, you need to keep in mind that with the Magyar's instant attack bonus, that also gives them better trade early on against the Franks. So, not an early lumber camp here for Tom. It's a peculiar approach not to go to the side, but he is doing so just now. I mean, I don't think you will be taking even if there's 200 wood on each of these trees, I don't think you'll want to be taking them early on, because if your wood line to the edge gets contested, you will desperately need these trees for wood income as you relocate your lumber camp. Finally, birdie with the Incas to the left-hand side here, giving the team 1 instant llama at the start of the game per player. Birdie seems to love towers, because here comes the mining camp. We're going to see some towers aggression yet again from Birdie. Let's speed this up a little bit and see what the next stage brings us. Japanese at an 18 population up here, nice and early. Might go straight for the woodline, but having pushed all of the hunt also limits the scouting intel that the teams have gathered here. They're both just pushing in the deer rather than scouting early on. Just a feature that many players criticize these days, that it's too easy to push the hunt and you're not losing enough scouting, or scouting intel isn't worth nearly as much anymore. Oh, delaying the barracks a little bit here for Noah. It's not too significant, but sort of gives away a little bit of the plan for the Ethiopians. Could theoretically indicate an infantry opening as well, but seeing the barracks go up that late, it's going to be the double ranges instant opening. Birdie, the tower enthusiast. Honestly, the gold placement of Wyvern here favors tower's aggression. Of course, you'll need to remember to wall in the towers as well. Purple has no idea. Or does he? Did he see the villagers? Or is this just a preemptive tower just to keep the aggression away? That's gonna be an issue though. Garrison the villagers! Get that tower down! And if that tower foundation dies, Wyvern won't be able to afford a new tower, I don't think. He's gonna be able to afford one actually. He's got 159 stone because he deleted the foundation, but both golds get denied now. Where's Wyvern gonna go from here? How is Wyvern going to be able to reduce the archers? Some great towers aggression from the Fox crew here. Preemptive, but not preemptive enough. Truer words were never spoken. Double range archers moving out here for the Fox crew. Let's see what NOE can accomplish with those. I think he's going to go straight for the woodline, which I think is a good call as well. Even though it will probably mean a defensive tower on the... No, it won't. Because there's already a tower on the gold for no one. Bad news for no one. No one. Your chat box is a bit too small. Yeah, I don't care. I don't know how to expand it, and I don't want to. Chat is not for reading. Or is it? I think I fixed it on my stationary computer, but... Just write shorter messages, okay? So, the Ethiopian's player has fletching, which is going to benefit the tower and the archers. Even though the archers' numbers are slightly lower. More of a concern, though, is it that we have way more Frank scouts, at least in this fight, than Mandatum brought with the Magyars. Towers! Towers everywhere! About to deny one woodline for bird here. Oh, tell me you're going to wall those out. No! Where was the quick house when we needed it? So Wyvern is pulling the villagers to take down this offensive tower, wants to be rid of this tower's aggression. It's going to cost some villagers' lives, but it's also going to cost Birdie some villagers' lives and put a halt to their aggression. These towers are walled in, so they are not as easy to tear down, but this one is gone at the cost of a full wood line for Wyvern, who has 19 wood in the bank. And barely enough villagers to fight this, but pulls the villagers over, and Birdie is going to take significant losses here. Very purple gold. Towered. Or maybe here. Yeah, that makes sense. There's plenty of gold to share on this map. Oh, I missed this, but Wyvern with some good aggression to the right as well. Oh, it's interesting to have these archers so far to that side. Didn't really find or contest the teal wood line, but obviously did lots of damage to Birdie on Birdie's aggression as well. Still impressively low idle time behind this for Birdie. Only 12 seconds still, but has lost 4 villagers and killed 4 villagers. I don't know if has it been worth it though. LWS thirsty for revenge here on their home map. Now finding an untowered gold on Blue's base. Blue did spend the stone for a tower on the Betties. And the gold, kinda. Too long message. It's fine. I'll see if I can bother adjusting it at some point. I just like to mess with people's OCDs like that because I don't care myself. Yeah, that's just towers, woodline salvaged. LWS comfortable military lead now. They've got 10 more military. They got overall population. This is definitely one of the better open team game maps. Yes. Though it does carry the same meta. Archers and scouts, unless you're Birdie, then you make towers. No, there's a walls. There are walls here. Why are you... Why? You just have walked around! Anyway, Fox Crew moving into Noam's gold. No, gold, I'd say. Wood. Well, wood is also gold these days, because if you abuse the bugs, you could turn wood into food at least. Oh, this is cool. More towers. Doesn't even bother walling them in at this point, but if one tower covers the other, I guess it's fine. Overkill. Hey, if you are a towers enjoyer, you are a towers enjoyer. And it keeps the archers at home. I'm not loving Wyvern's Archer's micro here, I have to admit. Maybe he was busy elsewhere, somehow. Castle Age on the way though, LWS, and the Fox Crew as well. Slightly earlier for NOV in this case. Yeah, this is on the Carlini approach for sure. Holy scouts! I guess both pockets have gone for double stable scouts from the pocket. It's favoring the Magyars at this point because they have more numbers overall. Franks, however, with the healthier farming economy, instant farm upgrades probably set up better for the Castle Age transition. They have the exact same amount of farms. With Bloodlands in, the Magyars scouts are stronger in every way here, so this should be a cleanup for Mandatum, to be honest. But they are high in numbers. Are we actually going to have to micro our scouts to get the benefit? Even the mining cap! Yikers! The things we do to improve pathfinding. And okay, I guess it was to place the TT, but still. Yeah, it's a long travel through the woodlands, isn't it, Birdie? But if your tower on the woodland had been successful, then maybe, but the woodlands can always be relocated, the golds cannot as easily. So with enough towers, you could deny the gold completely off your flanks and pockets. But the mobility of archers trumps that any time, though. Anytime. LWS now. LWS, not us, but S. Now with almost 3 times the ability of the Fox crew. Lagging behind the economy a little bit. But looks like Mandatum will be clicking up to the Castle Age a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's what you would do if you were a Hottie superhero. Unrivaled Super Hottie had a beautiful performance on Colosseum with Dark Edge laming and TC drops. Well, still scouts from both pockets. It's not only one stable for yellow, is it? Ah, it's double stables. It's just lack of food, maybe. That's how we played against Beaver's team. Ah, okay. So this is going to come down to military numbers, right? The economic situation is somewhat comparable, but with the stronger already existing military number of LWS, especially the crossbow mass of Noam, this Castle Age power spike with the crossbow Vodkin is going to make a huge difference here. It's going for the pocket now, going to idle some or quite a few of the farms of the Franks player. Just about to reach the Castle Age. You should move on to the pocket now, even if you have to sacrifice most of your crossbows. You need to get there and take him out. But there's the that's it. Fox Crew already realizing that this is game over. LWS taking it up to a 2-2. And Tom isn't ready to give up yet by the looks of it. Are you sure you didn't copy Hottie's strat superhero? Someone copied someone, that's for sure. Eagle Warrior! I didn't even see that. I need to pay more attention. But you know, why not? To try to raid your way back into the game. Well, we get the 5th game. Not bad at all. Ethiopians with a solid climb in army numbers here would make a huge threat in the early Castle Age with that kind of crossbow power spike. Pretty much an untouched economy for Noam as well. How do you know you did it first? Huh? More villagers for LWS tends to result in more consistent military numbers as well. Back to the Civ draft, we will show Incas down, Japanese down, and what was it? Franks down. Magyars up. Ethiopians up, and I guess it was Aztecs. We are going to be finishing on Arena. Which leaves us with, I guess, it could be Maybe we won't be having poor Lithuanians at all, even if they're a good cavalry civ. Maybe it's just going to be Malay, Portuguese, Bohemians, because they're really strong arena civs. Turks, pretty much a given. Byzantine, Cumans pocket. And I would say Byzantines over Khmer, but you never know. Let's find the final game on Arena. Okay, it is Lithuanians. Here we go. Birdie goes for the Malay on flank here. Malay 66% faster up through the ages. Uh, Could make for some interesting plays. It's quite common to go for a fast fuel age into the eco upgrades to kickstart your economy a little bit into whatever your follow-up will be. So remains to be seen. In the pocket we have Tom with Lithuanians. Great cavalry pocket. Relics more in favor of LWS here. But if you are able to snag 4 relics for the Lithuanians, you get full output for the extra 4 attack on the Knights line, and Lightis for the Lithuanians could be strong for the late game. Anyway, what the Portuguese on flank could be organ guns here, or it could be like a semi-fast Imperial Age gunpowder play with the unique technology for essentially ballistics on the gunpowder units. It is weird that they didn't pick Bohemians for sure. But it's a matter of what you are comfortable playing as well, I guess. And Portuguese have been around for longer. Wyvern with the Turks. Turks against Portuguese here, two strong gunpowder civilizations. Turks used to be the fast Imperial Age civ, and since they are not against Bohemians here, they could get away with it, but of course they can play a strong Castle Age with a Castle Drop and Janissaries as well. Mandatum with the Cumans in the pocket. So Mandatum will want his flanks to go aggressive and buy time for the Cumans to town center feudal age boom to kick in. It's the go-to play on Arena. Just go up to the feudal age at maybe 18, 19 population, place a second town center, start farming away, and boost your economy through the feudal age for a strong Castle Age economy. Even though it means a later Castle Age, it's a much stronger Castle Age. And finally, Noam with the Byzantines over here. 50% discount to the Imperial Age. And generally got all of the good defensive options cheaper. Skirmishers cheaper. Spearman line. And cheaper camels. This is Arena, so it's a snorefest until 18 minutes have passed, usually. So let's just speed it up a little bit. Perfect map for people who enjoy their perfect dark ages. So what can we expect here? They could also go for a Monk Siege push. They go through so quickly, but that's one builder on stone. Looks like Birdie wants to... I mean, it could be Tower Rush again, of course. But 20 pop Malay, maybe that is a decent Tower Rush up, and the villagers are moving out. It's not going to leave us with an uneventful feudal age here. It's going to go move out. It's quite the travel for the villagers, but the timing seems on point. Towers Enjoyer back at it again. And we'll try to pound through the Byzantines' walls. It's unfortunate for Birdie to be up against the Byzantines because the Byzantines have more hit points on their buildings. 10% in the Dark Age, 20% in the Feudal Age. So once the Feudal Age kicks in for the WAM, the walls will be even harder to break through. And Birdie will have limited success. And that tower is really far away from the walls as well. It's making it easy for Noam to defend here. In this case, Byzantines are OP. Because 1.5 minutes to go. It's very unlikely that Birdie gets through the walls in time for the well, it's unlikely that they pounce through the walls before the fuel edge kicks in, and then the HP is going to increase on the walls. So fuel edge aggression is on. Noam reacting accordingly. Just placing some palisades, going to delay any towers building villagers entry. Yeah, but you can still tell from the uptime that the tower rush is coming, right? So, or maybe not with the Malay. It could still be the feudal boom for the Malay, but I don't know. Okay, might make it through in time, actually. But not in time for Noam not to get the walls up. Maybe one defensive tower will be enough for Noam here to keep everything out. All the towers. Market providing the foundation for sort of a quick wall behind this. No defensive tower after all, maybe. Maybe Noam gets away with it. Could wall behind here. No, could wall. I guess it will have to be even further away to keep the aggression out. Did tech loom though, which will delay the castle age click if that was the plan here for Noam. Hey, at least they're giving us some action in the arena early game here. It's true. When you're tower rushing, it's the gamble on arena, because if the stone and golds are forward, it's going to be a good tower rush, almost regardless of whether you get in or not. But if your opponent has golds and stones and whatnot in the back like this, your tower rush will have much less impact. One tower could be enough here for Noam to keep everything away. But it's arguably overreacting here as well, Noam. Lots of weak villagers here. If that tower completes, that could mean quite a few dead villagers for Noam. Okay, Birdie bails on that idea and pulls the villagers away. Is he gonna move on to the pocket now and tower rush the pocket? I mean, it's Cubans, so Cubans won't be going up to the castle edge for a while yet. Certainly upset Red's economy there. Does not deny any of the crucial resources, but cost a lot of idle TC time, and delays that castle age quite a bit. Second building just about to complete there for Noam, and now missing maybe like 5 food to get to the castle age. He's gonna go home. You think, huh? He's not gonna go home, he's gonna go for the pocket. And meanwhile, NOV is dropping a castle on Wyvern's home base. So the Portuguese, the aggressor here, will force the Turks to change plans, play it more defensively. All Wyvern needs to do though is just to seed a few more farms, rush the Imperial Age, and take advantage of the fact that the golds and stones are in the back of the base. Yeah, defensive castle over here. Forward tower for Birdie now on the Cuban side, something that just outside of the line of sight again. It's not like Mandatum didn't expect this. This is like the worst spot to try and enter with the tower rush though, isn't it? Even though it's going to maybe deny a little bit of the town center income over here, but it's just a few tiles away from the town center range if you enter here. Easy call from Mandatum to keep everything away here. Portuguese going for the organ guns, which means that that kind of gold drainage will delay their Imperial Age, whereas Wyvern is seeding more farms and could place another layer of stone walls behind here, and or here even, and be fine against the aggression until he can click the Imperial Age and clean up this forward. Sure, we'll wall in the tower that does nothing. But to be fair, Birdie could still deny the stone of the humans, if anything. I never show the rest panel, I prefer the eco-efficiency and idle TC any day. I don't understand why people are so obsessed with the rest collection. But sure, I can show it. It's an imp race. Well, you have the imp indicators here for the resources. What do you need a rest panel for? Food, gold. So I strongly disagree on that. This shows the worker efficiency, this shows the food gold income. Well, if they're floating wood, they're not producing food, right? The breast panel is the least useful stat of all, in my opinion. Oh, look at this guy. Snagging the relics away from the Lithuanians. Looks like Birdie is going to make some archers as well forward, just like the previous game. Predictable much, huh? Doesn't seem to bother Mandatum too much. Castle Age, just around the corner. Won't be getting Bodkin Arrow in time to deny this castle though. And yeah, let's say pull these villagers back at this point. It's just not doing enough. Turks winning the imp race, by the way, by good margins. 1 minute 50 seconds to go. And even if Wyvern didn't have the castle, it'd still be able to make siege weapons, bombard cannons from the siege workshop as the Turks, because the Imperial Age gives Turks instant chemistry. But now Tom can get all the relics he wants. Fair point. Birdie just buying time for Lithuanians to gather the relics. Is it going to be enough though, setting yourself back like that? To be fair, the eco situation is similar, but part of the reason for that is Wyvern's transition into the Imperial Age. Got a handful of Janissaries here, and probably going to keep making the Janissaries. Oh, there's a Treb as well. So Trebs and bomber cannons. Goodbye, Portuguese castle. Going on over here. Castle Age Siege Workshop. No, Imperial Age on the way for Birdie, so Tower Rush turned into like a semi-fast Imperial Age here. Another relic being picked up by Noam as well. That castle is not going to stay up for long, so the Portuguese aren't really contributing to too much usefulness here. And nobody is stealing all of the relics away from Tom. Just send them to the Lithuanians already, come on. Okay, he's going somewhere, but he's probably just going home to a monastery, unless Tom kindly asked for the relics to be delivered to his base. Yeah, he's basically gifting the relics to the Turks, that's true as well. He needs to get them away ASAP! Otherwise you'll be giving away free gold to the Turks, we can't have that. I don't know about you guys, but I think LWS are in a good spot this game. Cubans, boom, basically untouched now at 5 DCs for whatever reason. Defensive cattle up. Tower's gone. Nothing here to stop Cubans' cavalry spam. Low economies for 2 of the players on flank as well. And the forward pressure of the Portuguese completely gone. Defensive castle, sure. Imperial Age on the way. But the Turks are already Imperial Age with a good army composition to push out. 1 Trev, 2 bomber cannons, 12 Janissaries. How long is that castle going to stay up against this? Nob is defending well as well. Hasn't let the Malay in at any point. I can't say I love this castle though. If anything, it's a crime against religion to castle drop a double monastery like that. Lithuanians making it to the Imperial Age. Cumans following suit straight behind. They're both going for the cavalry. Yes, there is a cavalry lead for the Lithuanians, but as far as resource collection goes, even with the town centers providing 100 food per each one produced by the Lithuanians, the Cumans 5 TC boom has gone uninterrupted as well and should be just a lot better overall. Okay, that's... What's the relic situation here? 2 relics for the Lithuanians. Thanks for the follow, Leon Roma. Appreciate that as well. That's a cleanup for the Cumans armies. Just had Cavalier kick in, Devotion coming in for Malay. So as to make it tougher for the Byzantines to convert to siege weapons, maybe. Well, castle completes somehow for the Turks at a minimal of builders' losses as well, but did sacrifice basically all of the Janissaries to keep the Lithuanians' cavalry away. Cubans may have been too passive this game. It should be 2 relics for Lithuanians. No, it's 4 actually, it's 4 now. Wow. So he did manage to pick up for the full relics bonus in the end. It was 2 just a moment ago. Should be easy trades here, as long as the Cumans don't match in the numbers. 7 stables producing though. I feel like the Cumans should be able to sustain this cavalry production for longer, but they're about... I mean, there's lots more food for the Cumans. So I guess you could keep more stables producing, add Hussars eventually as well. Also, the Cumans cavalry moves slightly faster, so once you get that numbers advantage, you could catch up with the Lithuanians cavalry that way. Sniping some of the siege as well. Great news for Mandatum. Not going to take any unnecessary losses here as more stables pop up for the Cumans, and Paladin also only 30 seconds away. Well ahead of the Lithuanians to the Paladin's upgrade, where Tom is apparently struggling for food to afford it. It just doesn't have enough farms to bring in the army production while preparing for the Paladin upgrade as well. Might need to Might be intentionally idling as well to afford Paladin here, but definitely doesn't need more villagers. 137 should be plenty enough at this stage in the game. Did make the Halberdier switch though, which I like, because you know the Cuban has gone uncontested for so long and they're ahead to the Paladin upgrade. Might as well already prepare to go more on the defensive. Looks like Redemption is in, guys. Could even convert the towers if you really feel like it. But looks like the Trebs are going to handle that. So Noam will be pushing back against Birdie, who is now, or has been maybe for a while, on 3 town centers. But still, Noam with a stronger economy, having kept the economy safe and working behind the aggression earlier in the game. Halberdiers diving in now, should be trading nicely against the humans' cavalry units. They are lacking all of the defense upgrades, maybe not a big deal. Elite Light is coming in though. So Elite Light is while spamming Halberdiers behind. Interesting. You will need trade to sustain that, but they are not trading, they are placing Praetorias. Praetoria bringing in a steady resource trickle for NOV for the late game. We'll have builders here to place trade as well though, if need be. Mainly trash units for the business here, but why not? They have the cheapest trash in the game. And their elite skirmishers will also prove as a response towards the halberdiers of the Lithuanians, which are admittedly some of the stronger halberdiers in the game as well. They move more quickly. You need something more to deal with the remaining cavaliers over here though, otherwise they'll melt all of these skirmishers. That's why you don't see skirmishers a lot in team games. If there's cavalry on the field, they'll dive right into the group of skirmishers and demolish them because of the skirmishers' minimum range. But in this case, the paladins are here to join in. And this should be a cleanup for LWS. But yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Let's have a look at the south side again. Halb siege push here, and we with quite a few of those bombard cannons from the Portuguese. So going to take out the Turks' castle here, which I never understood why it was so far away from the opponent. Halberdiers should clean up these cavalry units, but they do manage to snipe a couple of bombard cannons, don't they? Crossbows added as well. Get access to arbalest, which would actually outrange the Janitors, but if Wyvern somehow gets to elite Janitary, they'd be with equal range. Big yellow blob inside of Birdie's base though, so the tower fanatic is at risk of losing all of the economy to Paladin's raids here, and the issue is all of the Halberdiers are over here. So there's not going to be any cleaning up the Paladins in Birdie's base for quite a while yet. Needs fortified wall, it's up. I don't even know if that's going to help. Oh yeah. Birdie's economy is getting demolished here. Just look at all these yellow dots while we look at the fighting on this side. It's 56 villagers and dwindling. No military whatsoever. The Fox crew mainly with... I mean, there's elite lightists. Maybe they're gonna move over to clean up this then. Here they come. Still a strong push with the Malay and and Cubans combined, though. Why make units when you have towers, huh? Yeah, it's all the karambits. These glass cannons died very quickly. So blue and green spaces are still safe, to be fair, but Noam hasn't been pushed since the early tower rush, so he's slowly creeping in towards Birdie's base, and it's going to become a full 3 vs 2, or I guess it kind of already is even. Let me see if I can. Hold. See if I should have done this a while ago. But we don't need that. We don't need that. May not need that. Let's see if that helps. You let them all die, so clearly didn't like them very much. Also a fair point. Elite Light is to the rescue, but the Fox crew really on the back foot here. They're almost matching the military numbers, but there is a smoother economy running behind this for LWS. This could be a concern though. But we have gunpowder against the halberdiers, and we have paladins against the harvesters. We have one team with 3 players fielding military, and the other team with a low economy and no ability to provide military at all. So it's going to come down to the army composition and strength of it, and LWS really, they do have the response here. There aren't nearly enough halberdiers here to keep all of these paladins away, and besides that, there are hand cannoneers behind to deal with the halberdiers as well. Paladins diving in here. The hit points situation is stronger for the Fox crew. Could still be a great fight for the Lithuanians in the middle here. Yeah, that was not a pretty fight for LWS. Though they still keep the military lead, and they are pushing Birdie further and further away. Birdie forced to reboom inside of the teammate's base. I guess the best thing Birdie could contribute with this game is to get some kind of trade holding and sling gold to the teammates or something. Relics won it for him. Yeah, Relics won that battle for sure. Elite Light is with full Relic output. That's no joke. So, humans can't really help the push up north anymore with this kind of army count down south from the Fox crew. And the Fox crew also have that resource trickle from the Feitorias. How many of them? 3 Feitorias for NOV. So I guess the villager count is a little bit deceiving here as well, as NOE brings in a steady resource income from the Feitorias. Maybe if we brought the Byzantines halberdiers down south now, that would change things. But then again, Tom is running out of gold. Well, I mean, there's a relic trickle. There's 4 relics, but that's not really going to sustain your lightest production indefinitely. So you will need to find gold access. They're sort of claiming the middle, but also lost the neutral gold access here to no one's push with the halberdiers. Similar upgrades on the halberdiers for red and green, but more halberdiers and cheaper halberdiers for Noam. Birdie's base has been claimed. There's gold here, to be fair, to be taken for Noam, so the value for LWS, I guess. Yeah, LWS are in a much better position to start trading here, yet. even placing a castle in Birdie's old home base just to rub it in. They have more gold as well. Gold is completely running out for the Fox crew, except for maybe that little gold relic. So the counter to 4 relic lighties without help tech chariot is to drain them of gold. Starve them from gold. Then their 4 relics won't really matter that much. Even though NOE does bring in some resources with the Feitorias as well. I'm not loving the market placement here, but I mean, if they can keep the enemy units away, still gotta bring in the gold. I guess let's move over to the trade stats and see if it ever makes a difference. Still no military whatsoever from Birdie. And I'm now pushing slowly into the green base as well, taking out the castles, which means that it's going to be even harder to produce the latest. Most of the Cuban's paladins have been cleaned up though, so there's that. But you could say the same about NOE's Arvalists, and even with 3 Feitorias, it's gonna be tough. What does the Fox say? GG. I'm not quite there yet. But they will, once all of the lighties have been cleaned up. They've spotted the potential of a trade route happening now, so they want to be rid of that. But this group of army, there's no replacing that once the resources have run out here. Look at the gold. It's not great gold-wise for LWS either, but it's still better. And they have the means to spam more hussars as well. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see if there's any... There has been no sling whatsoever on Blue's team. I mean, why markets here though? Why not here? Would be a lot harder to raid. So LWS making it harder for themselves to close out this game. Like this, slowly dying to halbs from 2 players now. Humans managed to take into halberdiers before the gold ran out as well. So that's the end of the lightest for green, most likely. So before the trade can kick in for LWS, it's going to be a full-on trash war. Skirmishes added by the Malay as well to try and deal with the halberdiers of the Byzantines here, but the Byzantines will always be more cost efficient. They have cheaper halberdiers. Still a good job of both teams to keep pumping out those armies though. Birdie finally providing some for the team as well. And yeah, even in military numbers, LW's good eco advantage. And look at the trade as well. It's starting to kick in, I believe. Especially for Noam. Noam could consider slinging gold at this point for the Cumans to bring the paladin numbers back, or whatever you need to bring to the Turks Turks gunpowder units, perhaps maybe sling the Turks some gold for their hand cannoneers or janissaries. Lovely sound of halberdiers in the morning. It's not even morning anymore. Nah, the lighties will die eventually. It's the only thing keeping the fox crew in the game right now is that they kept the lighties alive and getting value through raiding with those, but they're not gonna. There's no trade for. Let's go to the trade tab actually. No trade for the fox crew at all. And they've lost one player as well, or at least one base, so they won't have an efficient trade route anyway. I don't think 4 relics make that much of a difference here, but the Portuguese Peitorias do, because it brings in all of the resources, not just a relic. But now the eco difference is just going to increase here as the Cuban Hussars have found the outside economies of the fox crew's bases. Oh, and rip the lighties. No more lighties for green. Dying to both castle fire and halberdiers here. That's an interesting trap from Noam there, but managing to take out the last few lighties. Only 8 lighties remaining now. Fox crew still going to struggle for gold. Tom has found gold somehow. I don't know where he's found it. Okay, still collecting gold next to these castles, so there's that. That's what used to be Birdie's secondary gold or third gold. So might be able to make a few more like this, but again, look at the halberdier numbers of the Byzantines here. It's enough. Should be enough, unless coordinated very well with the skirmishes of Birdie. But you can tell that LWS have stabilized their gold income now. There are paladins back in production. Why are you lagging so much, huh? Computer running warm. I think that should be helpful. It's gonna be grainy now, but let's see if it makes a difference. So infantry added by Envy, Portuguese player going for the 200 swordsman and yeah, a little bit of everything really. 200 swordsmen, elite skirmishers, hand cannoneers and halberdiers. I mean, if the Fox crew manage to fight their way back from this, that is pretty incredible. But yeah, they have more military, but they're still lower in economy because the trade is starting to kick in well for LWS. They have like 60 trade units at this point. So they will be able to field much stronger armies and start pushing back again. Yeah, that's just halberdiers thinking away at each other. Oh, Trap's going the wrong way. Trap's gonna go down to the light east. That's lots of gold down drain, unnecessarily perhaps for the OM team. But these traps are down. They did manage to take out one castle though, so there's that. But then we have a push in the south again. Now the Turks back with lots of gunpowder units here. And champions, they are not going to withstand the Turks' hand cannoneers very, very long. So, Novi's infantry investment won't really pay off down south here. Three versus 2.5. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Fox with more military at this point, but still no trade, right? So very limited gold access. Only Tom with gold access here, and he will run out as well. He's just taking this last pile of gold over here, which is about to be contested by Noam's push over here with the Halb Siege investment as well. So you can't really raid the Portuguese economy here because that's Feitorias, but you can diminish their armies still. And if they lose all their production capabilities, it doesn't help to have that steady trickle of resources. More and more of the map being claimed by LWS now. With that said, the trade is being effectively contested as well. So who can push the fastest and the strongest here? Elite skirmishers for NOE. Really delaying the push down south while they're taking the trade away. Maybe rebuild the markets here and here for LWS would help out. Could help them re-establish the trade route before losing... Okay, they haven't really lost that many yet. They haven't really lost that much. The halberdiers are still keeping the raids away and the castle going up right next to the markets as well. Archery ranges in the trade line here to keep pumping out those trash units. Eco setup for halberdiers is going to benefit the elite skirmishers as well. LWS are really suffering the lack of onagers and siege onagers now. They do have access to it through humans, but the humans need to kill the cavalry here, so you can't really trust the humans to bring siege onager to the table here, although that would flatten these groups of armies. Are we stabilizing up top here? Still not even in military, but economy. More than 100 units ahead for LWS. That is the trade though, but as long as the trade is running, they're gonna bring in gold. I'll say that about the Fox crew though, they don't give up lightly. Birdie was out of the game for a long time, is definitely back into it now with the 104 villagers and 48 military out on the field. Even if it's just trash units, it's something. And this kind of claim they corner over it. Maybe it's had that economy all the time when the base got pushed, but here comes the castle. I don't know if Red even... Yeah, Red knows something is up. Somehow, Tom has managed to bring 44 elite lighties to the field once again. We'll clean up the Turks down south, and once again we may have the Turks push clean up down south and the top side. Top side struggling to close it out at the same time. It's not really the presence of siege units to push it there. Siege trams being added though, so there's that. Can't believe how much it's deceiving the numbers here because it says 273 villagers, but that doesn't. I'm not sure if that accounts for the 60 population space of the Feitorias. So, and that's an unraidable economy essentially. So NOV is wisely spending the gold on the siege units here mainly now, and the rest going into trash. Tom still should have the relics. Where's the relic stat again? I brought in almost 5,000 gold through relics. That's not insignificant, of course. But more importantly, it gives +4 attack for the lightest. LWS can win if red goes held siege ramp. Yep. And we have siege ramps for the Cumans. So there's some kind of held siege push in the making here. Hussars finding the skirmishers and arbalists as well, finding good value there. Yeah, red wants hussars out as well. They want to try to get the raids in. Maybe it's because he's seen the champions, and that's why it's making the cataphracts here. Hoardings to strengthen castles. Trade has stopped. Some of the trade units are not moving. And now the Turks at risk of being demolished at home base here. Twice the villager for the Foxtrot. I don't know how they're doing it. But I think we're seeing the power of the Feitoria and for Relic here. No, it's not. It's more the Feitoria than it is the Relic. There is some gold, yes, but it's such a slow trickle. The fact that Tom has these massive lights on the field is not because of the relics, it's because he took the secondary gold of Birdie. So they've held through massive trash for a long while and somehow managed without trade for so long. I'm gonna see if I can find the sling stats. No, no sling, but 5,000 relic gold at this point. Obviously not insignificant. So if this gold income had been denied at the proper moment, the Fox would struggle so much more. But that allowed him to get the lightest count back on track. LWS to be overwhelmed now. They've still got the economic advantage in a way, but they're not fielding nearly enough military, and they shouldn't be able to hold this for much longer. Where's the... Here we go. Yeah, they have like 100 trade units, which obviously impacts the military numbers as well. Might not work to their advantage anymore. I don't think... Yeah, they're about to lose, even about to lose the trade now, while the Turks player is being pushed. Resources running lower, yes, lots of wood in the bank, but that's not going to help you win the game. And they're probably wondering how they're losing this, but they've let the Lithuanians get away with 4 relics. And there's also Portuguese bringing in everything with the Feitoria, so the only player who will be able to consistently afford more castles and maybe even bombard towers at some point here is the Portuguese, and even walling off the middle here for NOB, making use of that stone trickle to further secure the middle with fortified walls. I don't think the Fox Crew need to set up trade anymore, but if they can secure this area, they'd have a safe trade route as well. Well, WS needs Arb Pala, you say, Otter. Yeah, you're probably right. They just need more military overall. And I think... No, the trade is still running, so there's that. They're still bringing in gold. Turks player pumping out some hussars as well. 70 on food. Obviously, Turks don't have access to pikemen or halberdiers, so they will be struggling against this combination. Turks would be better off even with champions at this point. Lighties are in. Oh, this is going to be a disaster for the Turks' farming economy. So look at the top side again. Yeah, the Fox Crew is still in control over the situation up north as well. Why is the... Why are you hitting away at houses? What's this about? Sure, get the economy, get the enemy house. That's gonna win you the game. I guess it needs the farming space or trading space. That's one weird place to focus your attention. Bomber towers now for the Portuguese, further manifesting the position for NOB's team. It's a very population efficient way to claim the map as well, because you shoot bombard. Well, you shoot cannonballs at any unit, and you basically need trebuchets or siege trams to deal with them. And they're going to be affordable forever as long as NOB has the Feitorias working as well. Yeah, purple gone into heavy camel, but a little bit too low on the gold to get to the necessary numbers here. Birdie just stalling it out with pike and skirmishers up north. Full on trash battle between players over here. Trade is still running. I don't really know if they have. Yeah, they have caravan. It just game is moving so slowly. Why is Red not using the same trade route? Good question. He's busy micromanaging the bomber can that took out the houses up north. Missing some upgrades here. Bombard towers popping up for NOE for a pullback point for defense as well. Using the market to get more and golden stone in the bank. How many villagers? 10 villagers completing these towers. It's going to be harder and harder to keep this army away. It's honestly painful to see LWS losing this game because they had such a good claim of the game and the map earlier on, and now they're just being pushed back because of maybe a little bit too hesitant to boom big humans in the earlier game, and just playing right into the Fox Crew hands, playing for the long game with Fetorias and Relics and whatnot. Purple cannot afford a siege to knock out these bomber towers. Well, it looks like the Turks bomber cannons disagree here. But more towers will come up, of course, and there's only a couple of bomber cannons for the Turks, after all. Still like 130 trade cards total, which really limits the amount of army that LWS can bring to the field as well. 6,500 relic gold now. Relic's probably safe in the back here somewhere. Ah, there they are. Not gonna easily get to those. But now the trade gets demolished by the Winged Hussars. Green committed now, and there's not really any point or even any opportunity for LWS to replace this trade, especially not with... I mean, I guess they could replenish the numbers, but it's going to be too costly and it takes time for it to kick in again as the Fox Crew are stabilizing and bringing in that passive resource income from Fetorias and Relics to keep pumping out whatever they need to close this game out. They're mainly on trash now, but you should make enough. Should still be enough, no? Or is it going to turn around again here? Isn't this pushing back? Full trash, but chasing down whatever is here. Elite skirmishers should keep the halberdiers kind of away though. Logistic for the cataphract. Why the... Okay, I guess cataphracts could work here if you get a huge enough mass of them. What is this game even? Why isn't anyone able to close it out? Military lead for the Fox Crew. They're fighting close to pop cap still. The bomber towers keep popping up for blue as well, but now I think the villagers have kind of been dealt with in the middle here. Plus 3 to 100% increase the Hussar production might not be a bad idea if you want to get some raids in here. Still got the trade units alive, but are they working? Okay, so they've got... Okay. Interesting trade paths at work here. No more lighties for green. Barely any gold left, except for the relic trickle, yet again. Where's the trade for the fox crew? Once again, establishing a military lead here for the fox crew. Kind of made pathing really awkward in the middle here as well. Never really got to complete those stone walls, but still obstructs the pathing at least a little bit for LWS. I think the bomber towers should do well against the camels in the middle of everything here. It's just too little siege this game to push the buildings away, or you don't really... I mean, you need gold to afford the siege, obviously, but still. Resource income seems more consistent for LWS here, but that Feitoria... How many Feitorias do we have, actually? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 4 Feitorias. So that explains the gold and other resource trickles here for NOV, but it also limits the amount of military that NOV can provide here. This is the best playoff final yet, I think, or the best playoff final game at least so far in the 3v3 leagues. Neither team wanted to give up, and one team with gold access behind this. 51 trade cards for the Byzantines, but 105 villagers. What do you need all those villagers for at this point? I guess you need quite a few for halberdiers production, but not 100, I think. I don't think. Are they elite? They are elite! Elite cataphracts. That's gonna be a tough one for the fox crew. They'll need Arbalest. They'll need fully upgraded Arbalest to deal with the elite cataphracts if that mass is consistent enough. 4 castles for no one. Wyvern still missing the last attack upgrade for the Turks melee units. They are cleaning up the towers in the middle yet again though. Siege rams from the Cubans and dealing with that. Heavy camels, siege workshops, but also bomber towers in the middle. Only 10 elite cataphracts, so still some gold issues for Noah. Does have 51 trade cards to bring in that gold. Are they efficient enough? Yeah, they are. They are moving. It's only about the gold now, but there's no one to sling in gold from his team either. You could maybe consider... I wonder what the market prices are like now. Could he actually consider selling That's not gonna be worth it selling wood or stone either. No wood or gold. Wood or food. Foxtrot still with more military on the field. But LWS with the siege ramps now over here and kind of cataphracts over here, but no one is trickling them in. It's not really gathering up the numbers. I mean, if you collect like 30, 40 elite cataphracts here, they have logistica, they have everything. Just collect the numbers. Even the halberdiers aren't really a threat anymore. But sending them one at a time, that's not the way to win it. Placing the markets further away though, LWS feeling confident in their map control now. They're pushing back with the Turks yet again, now joined by the human siege ramps, so the bomber towers still won't complete here. Light is back on the menu somehow. 15 light is. There are still 4 or 5 castles in the middle here. Help, siege ramps from the Byzantines as well. Lots of siege ramps on the field now. Finally, we'll see in the siege weapons. Siege weapons added here, 1.5 hours in. Or re-added, I should say. There were bombard cannons an hour ago. Does it ever get to the point where Portuguese need conventional economy to hold here? The Windows Hearts have found the trade route yet again as well. That's going to diminish the gold income for LWS. More than 400 eco units, which leaves way less space for military units overall. But with the siege ramps added from several players, they will at least be able to take out the military production of the Fox crew. Yeah, no ballistics on the castles, that's true. It's not really something you prioritize for castle though, is it? It's more like a crossbows, arbalest, ranged units thing. But no one needs to be more patient. No one needs to mass up the cataphracts over here, collect a big group, and then just demolish. It's the units trickling that's stopping LWS from winning the game here. Just mass up some more before you engage. Come on. Easier said than done in the heat of the moment, but that trickle is not doing LWS any favors. In the middle, bombard towers up yet again. Humans paladins back now though, so that says something about the gold income they've re-established somehow. Low value send in. Could be. Could be. Oh. Are we witnessing a 3-hour arena team game here? Is that what we're looking at? Bomber towers claiming the middle. Cataphracts being sent in one by one, just to drag out the game as long as humanly possible. These are some proper Imperial Age endurance, aren't they? Okay, I guess we have the trade route running again. Yes, Eternal Spam Fest. That's what we have. This is not what I signed up for. And it's all the Byzantine players' fault. Sorry, Noam. It's incredible that you're still... All of these players are still in the game. It's just an inability to close out the game on either side, because they're all strong arena sims as well, right? Strong late game civilizations, they're not joking around. There's a concerning amount of bombard towers in the middle though, which I know we could keep expanding upon because Feitorias. Still trickling in those halberdiers now, not making cataphracts anymore. It's not a gold issue, it must be a population space issue because of all the halberdiers in the queue. Still got trade cards in the queue as well. But kind of also needs builders working for the wood and gold to keep producing the halberdiers if needed. Even another town center going up in the back here. Wing into SARS. Getting some good raids in. Now we can go back to the eco KD stats here to see Tom killing 240 villagers or eco units this game. You have to excuse me, but I really have to go to the bathroom again, so we'll have to leave this somewhere in the spam fest while I get back. Be right back. Well then, here we are. What has happened since I left? Not much. More bomber towers in the middle. Trade kind of still running, but LWS about to lose that, are they? Yeah, this is, you've got healthy 100 something, 130 trade units. But they are about to get that bomber towers creep up into their trade route, which could be the Fox Crew's way of claiming this game. as they are pumping out way more units than LWS have. They have been raiding the economies, of course, in the back of all this as well. Noam managed to re-wall, was raided not too long ago by Tom's Winged Hussars. But there's definitely more blue and teal and green on the map now, as they dive in right for the trade. We're gonna pay some attention to these numbers now, see how many trade units they can actually be rid of. And this stationary creep of towers, bomber towers in the middle here, it's just, you know, if you don't get the gold income from trade to field your siege weapons, siege rams, trebuchets, whatever you need to deal with the bomber towers, that's just so strong at this point of the game. And NOV is even getting away with just few villagers building these towers because the armies are needed elsewhere. All right. Doctor with the donation. Thank you, sir. Consider it a tribute towards the Byzantine spam of Noam, which needed to happen like this 45 minutes ago. Yeah, don't get an. That's a long alert. I think it's worth it for donations. It's my own recording, played on my instrument, recorded in an app on my phone. Just made an arrangement of that victory tune. Bombard towers really providing some point of refuge for the Portuguese here in this slugfest of a game, allowing the units to raid away more efficiently, getting closer and closer to the trade. I think that has to be the breaking point for the Fox crew. Back to the trade numbers again. Aren't we over trade booming a bit again here now? 54 trade cards, 93 villagers. Not much left for halberdiers or cataphracts for Noam here. Siege rams, yes, but how many? 5 of them. We're certainly dealing with strong late game players from both sides here though, and it is the decided game, so they are well in their right to keep fighting for the title of third division champions. Wyvern, maybe the most gold dependent player here, barely has any trade left. So it's gonna be Hussars only for the Turks for a while, no siege weapons to push back. And we keeps making the bomber towers. We're closing in on a 2 hours arena game here. And this trade route needs to change direction ASAP, otherwise LWS will be struggling hard to bring in anything. Yeah, where is... Here you go with the markets again. They don't even care about the bomber towers creeping through the middle. They're just going to go for the long trade route again. Once again, try to stabilize. Trade overrated. Yeah, if you have 10,000 relic gold and for Fatorias bringing in your precious resources, then I almost tend to agree. No more trade for purple at all. Yeah, same for me, Otter. I would have resigned out of boredom 1 hour ago. Don't like these infinite games. Let's have a look at the Faitoria account. Yeah, it's 5. You're right. You are correct. Now what do you do, LWS? Your trade is dwindling. Your economies are being raided at home base. Mandatum, the Cuman's pocket player, has all but gold left. And the trade runs out
Yes.
quickly. Back froze. Ouch. You know you had a good long game when your back freezes when sitting down. Holding the top side still. Noam not successfully pushing here. Not enough cataphracts. Not enough military space. Mandatum running low on everything. Getting raided inside of the base. There is some green here somewhere. Here come the winged hussars again. Bomber towers. The bomber towers have killed all the trade, haven't they? Look at the kills of these. Yeah. Oracle passing this. I mean, the first few games were Water Nomad lasted like 15 minutes, so I could handle this. Malay 200 swordsmen coming in, okay. GG, thanks for the tourney, they say. Thanks for playing. It is going to be the Fox Crew taking the victory, which, to my knowledge, have not signed up for Season 8, which is perfectly fine, but they won't be defending their title for this one. I have no idea how they managed this, or I have an idea. It's because of 11,000 relic gold and a stupid amount of Faitoria resources to gain. Look at the stone! Look at the stone collection. Or the gold, for that matter, without trade. Crazy. Crazy. Really well played. And you know what? Noam, I hate you for not massing up like 40, 50 cataphracts before engaging. Then you would just wreck everything with a couple of seed tramps joining them. But you decided otherwise, and gave me an almost 2 hours game instead. Military score. Look at this, kiddies! Quite a chunk of resource collected. More for LWS, but struggling to close out the game. It's just the way it goes. Super fast for both the Malay and the Cubans, but the Malay using that for a tower rush with limited impact. Did some damage, delayed the Byzantines' progress quite a bit. In the end, the Fox crew won the game. And that's it for 3v3 League Season 7, Division 3, Playoff Final. Season 8 has already started. It's in the first few games playing, so I will be covering that as we go as well, and some 4v4 League as we go as well, but I need to be on my computer at home for 4v4 League. The laptop clearly can't handle 3v3s, so. But, GG, well played. Oh, come on. I'm gonna go here. Thanks for playing, as always. You've been around for several of the events as well, so I quite appreciate that. So where do we send you today? That's the question. Nah, it's gonna be Jon Snow today. He is casting the Sudden Death Tournament, which should be an enjoyable one. Thanks for joining. Enjoy some Sudden Death on Jon Snow's channel.